nerves mean you care. So don't ever want to play without them. So great advice too. And this is a moment that they will always remember, your debut on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. You know, Frank, this is a great setting for kicking off the new season. This Palm Springs area weather is almost ideal every single year. It's kind of like golf in a dome. So what's the secret to being successful on desert courses like this? Because we've seen some really low scores through the years.
Rich, you nailed it. Dome-like conditions means everybody's going to go low. You're not really worrying about cross breezes. Plus, add that in that it's a relatively flat track. That means there's no elevation changes really to consider. Green's also relatively flat, so get that ball on the putting surface. Greens aren't overly quick, but really anything inside 20 feet, you're going to have a good look at it. And don't keep looking at that leaderboard, because if you think you're going to make birdies, everybody else is doing the same thing. Pedal to the metal.
Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
It's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's two good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
Okay, that's acceptable there. Let's bring in Pga III for a look at birdie.
And this is a great look. He just needs to catch the slope and let it funnel down to the hole.
Got it there, but not quite on target. Okay, didn't want to let that one get away. It is a par here at 16, and he'll remain at 2 over par. Arriving now at Alcatraz, the famous 17th hole at PGA West. Island green, reminiscent of Sawgrass, 168-yard par 3. It is most definitely a knee knocker. Okay, maybe not exactly what he wanted, but not the worst result. Iona, this, a birdie putt.
Well, they often say it's the toughest putt in golf. There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
Yeah, that's good putt. That was a slippery one, but that's well done. Yeah, that's good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And he'll stay right where he is. Finishing up here at PGA West with a 439-yard par 4 18th. Yet again, we're trying to avoid the water. That runs down the left side of the fairway. If you keep it down the right side, well, then you'll have a chance to maybe get out of here. Finish up the round with a birdie 3. That is a great number on this finishing hole. This one's starting a little bit right.
Now, it's in the first cut. There's always a little bit more grass around the ball that has to be factored in.
It's now his second from just off the fairway. Line may have been a little more sunken in than we had thought, but all in all, not a bad shot out of the bunker. Okay, a good putt, able to save par here at 18, and that will be an opening round, 74. So our featured golfer well back after round 1, and now likely in a fight just to play the weekend. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From sunny La Quinta, California, live second-round coverage of the opening tournament on the tour schedule, the American Express. What a great time of year to be here in La Quinta. If you come in July, expect temperatures north of 110 degrees. But now, here in January, this is perfect as we check our Day 2 leaderboard. Tyrrell Hatton is on top. He's currently at 8 under. Time to head out to the course as we pick things up on the tee at the par 4 12th. So that first round as a professional didn't quite go as planned. Nota Begay the third was following the action. Nota, how does a young golfer rebound?
Well, it was the first round and the first event of what is going to be a very long season. Player just has to come back, figure out what went wrong, try to make the appropriate changes to get things moving back in the right direction, and hopefully build some momentum headed into what's going to be a very demanding season.
So as we continue along with this second round coverage of the American Express, our featured golfer playing in their first ever PGA Tour event. Some ups and downs yesterday. The nerves showed here and there. Frank, what'd you see?
Nerves really, Rich. That was a choppy round. But, if I look beyond that, I see a little bit of a rough diamond. It's going to take a little polishing, but deep down, I think there's game there.
So a tough hole. It's in for bogey at 12. And that's going to move him back to 4 over. We have here more water. 214-yard par 3 13th offering. Little bailout right and water left. Accuracy off the tee is the key here. Yeah, he was wanting that one to bite, but that was destined to be long all the way. Still work to do to get this on the green. This is second.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
Oh, boy, that looked good for a long time, didn't it? But it stuck by right at the end. Okay, that one finished off. It is a bogey here at unlucky number 13. And he'll fall back now to 5 over par. Arriving now at the 389-yard par 4 14th. Bunker on the right side of the fairway, so it is best to favor the left side off the tee. The PGA Tour season kicking off here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. And we're back at it next week. Frank will make the 2-hour drive down to La Jolla and Torrey Pines outside of San Diego for the Farmers Insurance Open. Just such a good time of year, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. It's just stunning. I mean, rain, hail, or shine, this is just a beautiful part of the world. If you don't like beautiful countryside and coastline, I mean, there's something wrong. This is gorgeous.
Not taking the easy road on this hole, but still a chance to get out of here respectably, Frank.
Yeah, if that ball had just missed that bunker, got some decent distance out of that deep rough.
Came out hot, tough to judge sometimes, coming out of the sand, and that winds up well beyond the flag. Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. Safely in. It's a bogey here at 14. And that's going to drop him back down to 6 over. As we arrive at 15 and head back toward the clubhouse, we come to the hole they call turning home, a 468-yard par 4, and the second hardest hole at PGA West. Have to be straight off the tee as there are bunkers on both sides of the fairway. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. He needs to be mindful of the breeze here as he sets for a second. We turn to Nota Begay the third for this look at birdie.
And these are the putts he hasn't been able to do much with all day. This doesn't have a whole lot of movement to it, and he could surely use it.
Nope. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And he's going to stay at +5. So our featured golfer here, Frank, not going to play the weekend in that first ever PGA Tour event, but you have to figure there will be brighter days. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From a stunning setting, Torrey Pines Golf Course in Southern California, it's opening round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open. Situated high on the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean, what a golf course, Torrey Pines. What a weekend we should have in store as we look at the leaderboard here in round one. We've got a tie at the top at 6 under par. So let's get out to the action as we pick things up on the tee at the par 4 fifth. Here at Torrey Pines, Frank, and I think you would agree, this is one of the prettiest settings on tour. Ocean to the west, Del Mar north of us, La Jolla and San Diego to the south. But let's talk about our featured golfer here. Things didn't go so well out in the desert. It was a missed cut at PGA West. What would your advice be for how to attack things this week?
Well, first and foremost, every great player, or every player that I've known over the history of this game has trunk slammed it more than once in their career. You put those clubs in the car and drive to your next event, try and change the mojo, get rid of the bad vibes. But this is a stern test this week. This is enough to get the concentration back. But, you know, I'm going to say this many a time in their career. You've got to hit the reset button. And this is the time, too, because the golf course demands too much out of you. Yesterday, last week, is long gone.
That one finished off. It is a par here at 5, and he'll stay at 1 over. We're here, of course, at Torrey Pines, the South Course. Long history of this event in San Diego, dating back to 1952. It's been here at Torrey since 1968. A lot of great winners. Frank, you've played the course a number of times. Overall, what are the things that a young golfer like this needs to keep in mind this week?
You have to remind yourself it's just a plain, hard, straight-up golf course. And plus, it's going to play every inch of its length because of the marine layer that often comes in. So you have that very dense air. We're obviously at sea level. And plus the Pga greens, you're going to miss the odd short putt. You can't let that get to you. You look around the leaderboard, you don't see the same 60-nothings that we saw the week before.
Nota Pga III is with us. And Nota, I always thought, and you would know better having been there, that learning to deal with disappointments, with setbacks, is absolutely crucial to becoming a successful professional player. So our featured golfer is back after missing the cut in their professional debut. What is the proper mindset as you try to rebound?
Well, the process at the professional level on the PGA Tour is about trial and error. You go out there and you apply the strategies that you think are going to work. If they don't work, you come back, you correct what you think went wrong, and then you come back out the next week and you try to make it right.
12 feet still to go. Good effort, but that'll run 2-3 feet past the hole. Nicely read there. It is a par here at the 6th, and he'll remain right where he is. On now to another lengthy par 4 on this front side here at Torrey Pines, the 462-yard 7th. Tee shot down the left side is your best bet if you can do it. No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. Down on the course, let's check in with Pga III.
He's got 154 yards to the hole. Pin about medium depth, though it is on the left side.
This one looks right on point.
A touch long, a touch left. But still, how good can you putt?
That one just going to sneak on by. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And he'll stay right where he is. We arrive now at the second par 3 on the front side. The uphill 177-yard 8th. Critical to avoid the large front bunker and get your shot to the right level of this 2-tiered green. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Now, from short range, a second.
And that, not really the best of chips right there. I was expecting something sort of tap-in range, but that is anything but.
That one finished off. It's a bogey here at number 8. And that's going to move him back to 2 over par. Well, this is a strong par 5 to close out this front side. It measures 615 yards. Obviously, it's going to be reachable into by only the longest hitters. But still, if you play it the right way, drive in the fairway, the appropriate layup, you can make a birdie.
The drive was fine, but just not long enough. So this par 5 out of his reach.
Now from way back, better than 300 yards, a second to the par 5.
Par 5s too. They're the ones you really want to make birdie on. But the second shot, that's gone into that bunker. It's an awkward third.